Good evening. I think we'll start. I expect a few more to filter in for the next 5 minutes, but that's okay. It's my introduction. Welcome to the first in our series of talks on why journalism matters. I hope you enjoyed the wine and snacks outside. I should say, actually, we had quite a fight on deciding what wine to order. My colleague Matt refused to order an Australian Shiraz during the Ashes. And we managed to compromise when I agreed to have a 2005 Australian Shiraz. The last time they won. So let's see what happens in 2009. I'm Martin Moore, I'm Director of the Media Standards Trust. It's a not-for-profit research and development organisation that finds ways to foster high standards in news. There's a small plaque on your seat, but we just, in summary, we do that. We run the Orwell Prize for Political Writing in association with Political Quarterly, the Orwell Trust, and sponsored by Reuters. We have a website called Journalisted, which some are familiar with, which now has over 18,000 journalists and over 1.5 million articles. We do research such as the ongoing press review, press self-regulation, the first report of which came out in February. And we have a major project with Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the web, called Value-Added News. Why have we organised a series of talks on why journalism matters? Partly because we believe that it does. Amidst all the talk at the moment about technology and business models, we were concerned that some of the critical values of journalism were being, or the discussion of critical values of journalism was being lost. Partly because we believe that these values are not generally acknowledged or understood. Particularly the research that we've done in our public would suggest there is little or limited understanding about some of the values of journalism within a democracy. And it's partly because we think that we're going through this slightly remarkable period of transition. To borrow from George Orwell's Politics in the English Language, many of the terms that people constantly refer to seem to have become rather stale from overuse and increasingly imprecise, and therefore have lost their power to convince. Terms like the fourth estate, or the democratic deficit, or public interest, or the people's watchdog. And if you care about journalism, and you genuinely believe it has a critical role to play in democracy and society as we do, then you can't use phrases such as that without actually interrogating them, without challenging them, without discussing them in open forum. And over the next year, a number of decisions will be taken or not taken which will have a direct impact on journalism. Rules surrounding the ownership of news outlets may be relaxed. The government will consider if and how to intervene in local and regional news. It will consult on whether to top slice the BBC's licence fee. And during the same period, more newspapers will fold. And you can be sure that between now and next summer, no one will suddenly work out how to fix news's broken business model. So we have a choice. We can wait and watch change happen around us, hope it's creative destruction, and that in the end things will sort themselves out for the best. Or we can try and do something about it, and make sure that while navigating the rapids of media change, we don't lose things that are difficult or impossible to rebuild. But it's no good doing anything without first having thought carefully about the purpose and value of journalism, which is why I'm delighted to welcome Lionel Barber here this evening. Lionel Barber is the editor of the Financial Times. He's been at the FT for over 20 years, in which time he's been the paper's Washington correspondent, its news editor, its Brussels bureau chief, and editor of its Continental edition. Before that, he was a reporter at the Sunday Times and the Scotsman. And last October, Lionel wrote, "In the new world of citizen journalism, the role of the trained journalist as trusted intermediary no longer holds. Perhaps there is no such thing as a neutral filter or objective truth, and print journalists are imposters to suggest as much." Lionel will speak for about half an hour, and then we'll have about 15 minutes for questions at the end. Thank you.